What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane back again with another power video. This video, I'm breaking down season 1, episode 4. Let's get into it. This episode opens on Angela allowing herself to dream for a beat as she tries on her new diamond necklace James graced her with, while Ghost and Tommy plot their next move to figure out who has been hitting their organization. Tommy and Holly go on their first date, which is two kids living in adult bodies, getting high on drugs, violence, and sex. What could possibly go wrong with that relationship? Holly's little hard to get act didn't last that long because they are having sex before the middle of the episode, and I feel like she's fallen in love listening to him talk about how he fought every day as a kid. Ghost unceremoniously in this episode tell Angela about his wife and kids while she is gushing about the possibilities of them. And instead of her truly telling him how hurt she is and how she really wanted this, she blurts out that she has a boyfriend. Girl, we all know that you don't really want Greg. And Ghost, yes, almost dying did not make you refocus on your family, but nice try. If only these two would have stayed separated after this moment and went on to lead the lives that they were meant to. How many people would still be alive? Hell, Angela would still be alive. Ghost would still be alive. Well, we're not gonna go there because I'm still low-key hoping that he is still alive. But that's a whole other conversation for a whole other video. Tasha and Ghost have this never-ending argument because she wants him to stay home more and he's trying to get the club to blow to go legit. And I low-key feel like the writers want us to believe that it's the constant rider from Tasha that pushes him back to Angela. But I truly don't believe that he genuinely recommitted to his family after telling her about them. And just when Ghost was headed to the sit down with the promoters, he gets called to the club because the fraudulent police are threatening to shut them down in a shakedown that works like clockwork for them. This preemptively saves him from walking into a situation where Angela, who is working on a task force set up and on a mission to figure out who Ghost actually is, it preemptively stops him from walking into that, even though Tommy actually pulls the switch up in location so they're actually at the wrong location and he wouldn't have been spotted anyway. I thought it was very interesting that in this episode we hear Ghost say to Tasha, "No, I'm not going anywhere, Tasha. I'm stuck here right where you want me." Yeah, Ghost tells Tasha that, and that tells us all that we need to know about where Ghost's head is at and just how far he has fallen for Angela. I do believe at the start of the series, when we see him open truth and start to talk about getting out and having more, he does mean that he wants this legit life. But it's in this episode that we kind of get confirmation that his motivation shifts from not just being about one of self-preservation and not ending up in jail or dead, but he is pushing hard to go legit and change so that he can change his whole life. And now that he has Angela, he has something that he can change his life for. We get a moment where we see Angela break down in this episode, seemingly from the thought of having everything snatched right from under her after learning of Ghost's circumstances, and then having the failed mission to jump out on Lobos' New York distributor. We definitely needed that scene to really understand where she's at in this. I mean, we know that she's fallen for him, but it wasn't until we saw her drop those tears and that bath towel and that expensive ass necklace that we really understood how deep this is for her. And before the end of the episode, we see them come together again, discuss how they can't be friends because Angela is going to return the necklace. She is just too distraught in seeing it and being reminded of him and all the possibilities. She specifically says we can't be friends, it will never be enough. And then they have sex in the office of the club because they both can't seem to resist each other. And child, I just rolled my eyes as this was going down because I have never wanted this. There was not one moment when Angela walked into the club. It was not one moment. Even watching the light light up in Ghost's eyes when he sees her was not one moment that I was rooting for this to happen. And it's not even that I'm a huge like Stay With Your Wife fan or Tasha fan, because I do believe that Tasha's missteps are just poorly timed. The fact that she could not get on board with where Ghost is trying to go and who he wants to be, and she really just wants to stay in the same spot and just coast here, that becomes the downfall of her relationship with him and allows for him to create even more space and more distance within their relationship, within that connection, because he feels stifled by her. He feels, as he says in this episode, stuck with her, and it's very, very unfortunate. And for me, I do recognize that that is Tasha's doing. Like, all she had to do was get on board and ride and support with wherever he wanted to go, because he got them there. He got them to this penthouse, he got them to this huge drug organization, he got them to this, not nightclub opening, all she had to do was continue to go with and support her man, and she just could not do that. So I'm not going to play victim like Tasha is the complete victim within this relationship and the infidelity that occurs that ultimately spirals out and creates all of this other drama. However, there was something about Angela, even if she is Ghost's love of his life and he has loved her since he was 9 years old and yada yada yada, there was something about her that I never saw it for. Like, it just always read wrong. And it was even before we really understood how deep it was going to be in reference to her being a cop that is chasing this Robert, which is him. It didn't do anything for me. Let me know in the comment section down below on Team Ghost and Angie from the very beginning. This episode, I feel like, serves as a ton of catching you up to where everyone is mentally and emotionally. Tasha makes a few parlays with Shawn because she's trying to get more information and she feels even more boxed out. This episode goes to serve like they are even more distant, and with Ghost making a statement about how he's stuck with her, it's a really clear line in the sand that's drawn that they do have a huge disconnect and they're not moving towards actually fixing it, but they're actually drifting farther and farther apart. We're seeing Tommy fall for Holly quickly in this episode, which is utterly ridiculous. And again, this episode provides a ton of additional character development and setup to be able to launch the characters not only physically into their journeys, but now we get the full-on emotional side of what's happening with them as well. That is my full breakdown for episode 4 from season 1. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn your bell notifications on so that you don't miss any of my Power videos. I'm going through and breaking down the full Power series as a lead up to Power Book 2 Ghost, which is returning in November, and I cannot wait. We have a lot of things to talk about, and after seeing Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, which I'll also link for you to check out my videos on that, I felt like I needed to go back and review the original series and plug a few holes before I talked about specific character points, plot points, and things that we can expect from both Power Book 3 Raising Kanan and Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. It's your girl Erica Vane, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!